Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Following Skyrim mod video on PS4 is not a showcase but is more of a help video, although I don't know how helpful it's going to be, to try to explain something that I get asked quite often in the comments, and that is when you have a mod that adds in usually a spell in the form of spell tomes to a merchant or vendor, if you will, their leveled list, and you meet the requirements for the merchant to sell the item but it's not in their inventory. Why this may possibly be: two possibilities, although keep in mind there could be others. These are just reasons in my own personal experience. So the first possibility could be that the mod has not been placed low enough in your load order to function correctly. Now in my case, the majority of the mods that I have that add things to the vendors for them to sell is usually about middle of my load order, and they function perfectly fine there. But there have been times that I have found rare instances where when I add a mod to the load order that is supposed to give them something new to sell, it simply will not function when placed with the others, and needs to be placed much lower in the load order, and then it will function as intended. Now there can be a problem with this. Certain mods, for example Wizarding Traversal Magic, is flagged as a Light Master ESL and auto-places itself at the top of the load order when you download it. So even if you were to take that mod and move it lower in the load order, when you reload the files, it's going to place it back up at the top where it auto-placed it before. This is a rare exception, however, and in the case of that mod, not the reason why it may not be adding to the leveled list. So if the mod permits, you could try placing it lower in the load order and see if that would fix the issue for you. Now, the second and more likely reason, if you do meet the requirements for the items to appear for sale, however they are not, is because you simply need to wait for the merchant to restock what they have for sale for the items to be added to the list. Some mods will require it, others do not. In the case of vanilla Skyrim, it takes 48 in-game hours, 2 days, for the merchant to be able to restock what they have. So you could go somewhere away from the merchant in that case, wait in-game for 48 hours, either just playing normally or using the wait feature, then return and see if the items have been added. Keep in mind that if you have a mod that makes changes to how often a merchant restocks, that will most likely be dependent on that particular mod, but for the majority of you, it should be 48 in-game hours. So again, I don't know how helpful the video will be, but I hope that it has helped you out if you're having this particular issue. Apparently somebody just knocked something over down there. In any case, thanks for watching. I hope it helped you out. Take care. This has been a Streaming Freedom Video Bulletin via the Eyes Only Informant Net. Peace out.